It is Sunday, March the 10th, 2019, and Bitcoin is showing a bullish cross in the MACD indicators. We're going to go through a few different things to see if the RSI and the on-balance volume also agree. This is the 24 hours of Bitcoin. I invite you to take a look at our disclaimer down in the description below, or pause the video to read it here. We'll start off with a longer term view of Bitcoin, and in this we are looking at the relative strength index versus Bitcoin price on the daily bars. And at this view we can see there's a kind of a divergence from RSI to price, where RSI is a little stronger than price, not really definitive. As we zoom in a bit, the RSI isn't really clear to me here. It's not giving me anything definitive one way or another on the 12-hour bars. As we start zooming into the 4-hour bars, it's still not really strong to me, although we do have lower highs here, lower highs. Not really strong, but this last little bit here is starting to show a trend that is worth noting, especially at the chart patterns we're seeing here, where we're seeing the RSI is down a little bit, prices are up a little bit. That is the divergence I look for. And at the same time, I'm always looking for the same chart patterns in all time frames, the 1, 2, 3 formation. So here we're at the 1-hour bar. Let's zoom in to the 15 minutes so that we can see this a little more clearly. We have the number 1 point, the highest it reached. It came down and it tried to go higher again but failed. Tried to go higher again but failed. And then it's come down below these levels here. So what we have is a 1, 2, 3, 2, 3 top formation. So both of these spots are the number 2. This is both the number 3 spot. If we've got a 1, 2, 3 top formation, prices broke below that, which is a sell signal. Then they've come up to touch against this. And then they're showing weakness off those levels. That's also a sell signal. Every time they've come up to hit this, what was the support before now is resistance, and then it's failing off of that, that is a sell signal. So in combination with the divergence in the RSI on that time frame, when we're looking at the 1-hour bar, we can see the RSI is a little bit off. This is, a switch in direction, making a top formation, so I just have to note that for my own trading. Let's go on to the next indicator here. We're looking at the on balance volume, and the green here is on balance. The volume is in buying mode. On balance, it's in selling. On balance, it's in buying mode. And as we observed probably a couple videos ago, just before the big moves, we saw a long time trickle of on-balance volume in the positive, and then things took off. So we're watching for that long trickle of on-balance volume to continue on, and we're seeing it pretty good here in the 12-hour bars. Pretty good steady on-balance volume buying. Let's zoom in to see what happens at the tip here. It's still positive on balance volume at the tip as this price is going up. And so it's only at this last little bit here that we see a little bit of negative volume here. But as we zoom in, it's still not definitive, except that it's downward a bit. So this indicator isn't as definitive as I wanted it to be. Let's go on to the MACD indicator is where I'm starting to see the crossover of the daily, where we were talking about this. Every time this crossed over in the negative, prices went down. Here we had the crossover. Prices really held pretty good, and we're just at the time of a crossover here on the daily in the MACD indicator, and that crossover is really important. Now, when we zoom into the 3-month view, we see that it's already crossed over and gone to a positive histogram in this last little while. So as we zoom into the 1-month view, now we're seeing a little bit of hesitation, where it's crossed over to the positive and it's gone kind of flat and a little bit negative just at the end here. If I zoom in, we see the histogram going negative and this crossing over to the negative side, weak side. Then as we zoom in more and we're on the 1-hour bars, we're seeing that if this were to cross over and go positive, this would be a change that's important. And we probably would see prices breaking back above this number 2 point support or resistance. And this is what I'll be looking for as this moves along. So for now, it's still within the 1, 2, 3 bottom formation. 1, 2, 3 bottom formation. Here's like a double number 2 point here. Prices are higher lows all the way along here. It's not turned around enough to go bearish on me, not at all. But it's still hesitating, and it's got that room still that it had the last few days for it to come back to the 3,700 and not affect the turnaround of the bull market. Now let's take a look at all 4 of these so that we get an idea of Bitcoin, not just on its own, but in comparison to Ethereum, Litecoin, and Stellar. So if I zoom out on this, we still see this is a great bottom formation. It's really got some momentum changing direction. This is a huge bottom formation that's consolidating right now. Should it break higher from this, Bitcoin's going up for sure. The one that's got me though is Litecoin. It's made a big bottom formation. It's made a couple big stages up. This could do with a pullback just to shake out all those bulls that are over leveraged. It's just got room in the chart to do that without any negative effect on the turnaround of the bull market. Now Stellar is finally breaking out of its bottom formation, so it's as far back as Bitcoin and Ethereum and still has that much room to go. Finally, I want to just recommend that you go and join our other YouTube video channel. And on that channel, we review 50 different cryptocurrencies on pretty much a daily basis to give us a bullish and a bearish overlook for the whole cryptocurrency market. And we can see here that it's been going bullish more and more and more as the days have gone along. We'll be doing another live stream on that this evening, so be sure to check that out. That's it for today. A quick one. Let's see what Bitcoin ends up doing. We'll check in again tomorrow. Thanks again for watching. This is the 24 Hours of Bitcoin.